Hey, I'm Tom Twyford with the West Palm Beach Fishing Club. We just finished the Flotilla Fishing Tournament, a little community tournament here in West Palm Beach. We were lucky enough to catch a small kingfish, and I'm going to show you how we fillet a kingfish in a somewhat unconventional way. We don't stake it. We don't do a lot of the type of fillet work with this kingfish that a lot of people do, because we like to get rid of all the red meat. We sacrifice a little meat in the process, but we come up with some really nice kingfish tenderloins, and then we like to make fish tacos out of them with a kingfish of this size. So what I'm first going to do is take my Bubba blade here, and I'm going to sharpen the blade. Just put a little edge on the blade, because anytime we prepare fish to be filleted, we want to have a good sharp knife. So put a nice little edge on that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make our first cut right behind the pec fin here. And I'm going to go all the way down to the backbone. And then I'm just going to take the slab right off the fish. Now a lot of people would say, what are you doing with that kingfish? But I'm running right down the backbone, and I'm going to take this entire fillet right off the fish. But I'm trying to keep my blade running right along the backbone of the fish. Now kingfish have really thin skin, and what you do is, to avoid that, you're going to sacrifice a little bit of meat, but I'm going to quarter this fillet. So I'm going to cut this right about here, and then I'm going to take my Bubba blade, my sharp knife, and I'm going to start right along the back and go right down through the fillet, staying right above the skin. And I'm going to get a nice piece of kingfish tenderloin. No red meat whatsoever. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this side. You can see I sacrifice a little bit of meat next to that vertebrae. But again, we just like to get a nice tenderloin right off the fish. No red meat whatsoever. Just beautiful little tenderloins. Again, a little bit of meat left on that fillet, but you can see this is where the bloodline is, and there's small bones that run along there, especially up towards the head of the fish. And so you avoid all that, and you get a really nice piece of meat. Now we're going to do it again, and it becomes a lot easier when you get to the thicker side of the fillet. So I'm going to take my knife and go right down the back again and cut away along above the skin and get a really nice kingfish tenderloin. No red meat, and this will cook up great fresh, but we make fish tacos out of this, and they're awesome. Okay, so now that you've got all the meat off the kingfish, there's still some really tasty meat along this bony area here, and this is great for the grill. And what you can do is you can snap the vertebrae and take your knife and get rid of that part, the tail, and then just make little pieces that you slide on the grill. So we'll pick this vertebrae right here, and we'll snap it right there, and then we'll take our knife and we'll cut this just like that. Now this piece has meat along the bone. You slather some olive oil on it, some butter, little spices like garlic, and then you just put this on the grill. It's so simple, and it doesn't take long to cook. And then you can just have bite-sized morsels. You pull the meat off of the bone, and the meat that's next to the bone is very, very tasty. I'm Tom Twyford, and that's how we clean a kingfish. Tight lines.